Rejoice, give thanks, and sing. Welcome to Music Sunday at the Unitarian Church of Los Alamos, our video worship for November 28th, 2021. I'm Ann Marsh, Worship Associate. Our minister, the Reverend John Carolyn, has the day off, and our music director, Nylea Butler-Moore, and I have created today's service with a lot of help from many talented singers and musicians in our congregation and beyond.
As Unitarian Universalists, we draw inspiration from many sources. Today, we celebrate how music can touch our spirits, sometimes at a depth words alone do not reach.
Music celebrates with us in times of joy and gives us hope.
Music expresses our grief in times of sorrow and lifts our spirits.
Music builds bridges across our differences and brings us a sense of connection to the world around us.
So in this Thanksgiving season, let us make a joyful noise and give thanks for music.
Welcome.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and flame. Rise thy light flame, show thy light beauty, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Chalice Lighting for Music Sunday by Marnie Singer. The chalice is the container, the space where musicians and the listeners gather. The oil is the fuel, the hours of practice and the life experiences for everyone in the room. The wick is the instruments and vocal cords through which the music will flow. And the flame is the music which is created as if by magic. When the instruments are lifted, the breath is inhaled, and the downbeat is nodded. May this flame ignite the music within us all.
Each week, the words of our affirmation remind us of the promises we make to each other and to our wider world. In that awareness, I invite you to speak these words mindfully as we join in our affirmation.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve life in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony. Thus do we covenant with each and with all.
We gather together in joyful thanksgiving, acclaiming creation whose bounty
From the events of our lives come the songs of our hearts. Some are hymns of celebration, some are laments of loss. This week we light a virtual candle in loving memory of Chuck Forrest, who died on November 20th. Reverend John will light our traditional candle of life for Chuck next Sunday. Meanwhile, we hold Nancy and all of Chuck's family in our hearts. We also light a virtual candle for Rebecca Cabildo's son, Juan, who was struck by a car while walking in Santa Fe and has a broken foot. We wish him a speedy recovery. In a time of shared silence now, let us take a moment to listen to all the songs of our souls, whatever sorrows and joys, loves and losses, endings and beginnings, each of us brings with us this day. When we pay attention to the songs of our hearts, we see that each day offers us new opportunities to choose compassion over fear, generosity over indifference, enchantment over cynicism. We grieve, we die, but we also live, and meaning comes from loving what we have and doing what we can and being thankful for all of it. So I invite you to consider, what brings you to a place of gratitude? Where do you see beauty, or feel wonder, or find hope? When have you felt a deep connection to another, be it friend or stranger? You might want to carry these questions with you into the week ahead and see what comes. For surely we stand on holy ground whenever we are moved to say thank you for the gift of our lives. For in our sorrow and in our joy, how blessed we are, how very blessed we are.
Once upon a time, a wandering musician carrying a recorder stopped to rest in a small village square. None of the villagers were around because, I think they were home eating their supper. So the musician played a few notes. And then he put his recorder down.
And the villagers rushed out of their homes as soon as they heard the music. What was making that delightful sound?
Ah, friends, it was this recorder here.
Well, the villagers had never seen or heard a recorder. One of them picked it up and said, "Speak, recorder, speak!" But no music came out. He turned it around and faced the other way. "Speak, recorder, speak!" But still not a sound. A younger person came up and said, "Oh, well, I think you old folks don't know that much about music. This has to be plugged in order to work." But he couldn't find any place where you could plug in an electrical cord. Maybe it takes batteries. But there was no place to put batteries either. An older woman said, "Hey, why don't we Google and see if there's a user's manual?" But everyone immediately said, "No," proving that even once upon a time, no one wanted to read the instructions first.
Well, the musician smiled at all of these opinions. And as the villagers gathered around and watched, he once again picked up the instrument. This time they could see he blew into it. And then, taking the recorder with him, he disappeared down the path.
The villagers were left to think things through for themselves. And finally, they agreed on an answer to the puzzle. Only when the recorder was connected to a person who blew into it did it make a sound.
And so it is for many things that are sources of beauty and inspiration, from musical instruments to singing voices to the tools of an artist or writer or craftsperson. They only come alive when a person picks them up and uses them to create beauty and meaning. It takes musicians like those in today's service to put life and spirit into the instrument or the notes on a printed page. So let's keep making music together.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, no far off hymn that hails a new creation.
No storm can shake my inmost heart, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth.
How can I keep from singing? While
Music Arises by Arlen Goff. Music arises from depths unknown, often without words, but never without meaning. And spirit rises from deep within me, seducing my body to join the song. First a tremor in the soul, then tapping of toes. Breath aligns with breath, heart beats in syncopation, and a stuttering buzz in my throat becomes a hum. Breath with breath, beat with beat, and music and spirit arise together. Wed with faith and hope and love and power, a song is born, bursting from my lips in sweet, sonorous symphony. A melody joining with other souls, perhaps in tune, perhaps not, but a song still, arising from deep within and from community. Spirit moves, soul births song, and hope fills life, and I am not alone. How can I keep from singing?
Music arises, hope fills life, and I am not alone. How can I keep from singing? Indeed, we are not alone. We have each other, and we have the spirit of life and love that connects us to all that is. In that awareness, we invite you to let the 6 pieces that form our musical sermon enter your minds and hearts. We begin by listening to each other and to the still, small voice within us. When we do that, we feel upheld by the love of those close to us, and it is wondrous. But we seek wondrous love not just for ourselves, but for all. We reach out, knowing there is always more love and hope and joy to be found. That love ripples out in ever-widening circles as we seek to extend our care to everyone by taking one more step, and then another and another on our shared journey. Cornel West says, justice is what love looks like in public. So we end by seeking to embody love in our actions, shining our light into every corner and feeling the fire of our commitment to building a more just and compassionate world.
Here I am to listen. Here I am to listen. Here Keep on we will take one more step till there is peace for us, and everyone will take one more step. One more word, we will say one more word till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word. One more prayer, we will say one more prayer till every prayer is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer. One more song, we will sing one more song till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
From the lighthouse is remembered, runs the beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith and free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets on
Thanks to all the singers and musicians who shared their gifts with us for today's service. And special thanks to AV engineer Rick Bolton for working his technological magic to put all the parts together. If this is your first time with us, we're glad you're here, and we invite you to sign our virtual guest book. The link is in the service notes and on our webpage. Our big news is that we will begin live in-person worship with a modified coffee hour next Sunday, December 5th at 10:30 a.m. The service will also be available online as a live stream or delayed video on our YouTube channel and website. For those coming to in-person worship next week, seating is limited because of the need for distancing. So reserve your place by following the link on the front page of our website. If you're eligible for the COVID vaccine, we expect you to be fully vaccinated. For children age 5 to 11 now eligible, that means 14 days after their first dose. We will ask for a one-time proof of vaccination. You can show your card the first time you come to church, or you can email an image of your card to the church office. Masks must be worn in the building at all times, though you may pull it down briefly to sip coffee. These precautions, masks, vaccinations, and distancing, are all ways we care for one another and for the most vulnerable among us. If you have questions or concerns, please contact the Reverend John Cullinan. Links to his phone and email and to the church office are in the service notes below this video. Thank you for being with us today, and we hope to see you in person soon. Together, we strengthen our hope that hand in hand and heart to heart, we can make our vision of justice and compassion a reality. One step toward building the world we dream of is to share our resources with the wider community through our online offering. During the month of November, all offering funds will be given to the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. The UUSC responds to humanitarian crises and works to advance human rights and social justice around the world, always working with grassroots organizations and advocates. Please use the Givelify app on your mobile device or the link under the service notes to make your contribution. Thank you for your generosity. May the offertory music lift your spirits, and may what you give bring you joy. Thanks be for music and dancing and laughter and tears.
Thanks be for sunlight and shadow, the rain and the rainbow.
Thanks be for apples and corn and potatoes and chocolate.
Thanks be for friendship and families and memories and love.
Thanks be for our church home, whose welcoming embrace reminds us that we matter, each and every one.
Let us walk together in peace and love.